Hello class 7, welcome to Ideal Classroom. This video has been specially made to cover exercise 3.3 of our NCERT book. So let's begin. Question number 1. Use the bar graph to answer the following questions. To give the answer of given questions, we have to go through our bar graph. So here we can see there are so many pets. So A part is which is the most popular pet. According to our bar graph, since the bar representing cat is tallest, the cat is the most popular pet. So our answer is cat is the most popular pet because highest bar. B part. How many children have dog as a pet? Here we have to find out number of children having dog as a pet. So here answer is, we can see the number of children are 8. So the number of children having dog as a pet, 8. Answer. Question number 2. Read the bar graph which shows the number of books sold by a bookstore during 5 consecutive years. And after reading the graph, we have to give some answer of the questions. Now, first part, about how many books were sold in 1989, 1990 and 1992. Here we will go through the graph paper, graph which they have given us. Now, we can see that in 1989, 175 books were sold. In 1990, 475 books were sold. And in the last, in 1992, 225 books were sold. So here is our answer. One part is, in 1989, 175 books were sold. Next one is, in 1999, 475 books were sold. And last one is 1992. And in 1992, how many books? 225 books were sold. Now, second part. In which year were about 475 books sold and about 225 books sold? Now we have to find out years. So again go through our bar graph which they have given us. We can see that, okay, from the graph it can be conducted that 475 books were sold in the year 1990 and 225 books were sold in the year 1992. So all answers is given in our graph which they have given us. So now we are going to write the answer. 475 books were sold in the year 1990 and 225 books were sold in the year 1992. And here is our answer. In which year were fewer than 250 books sold? So here we have to again go through the graph which they have given us. So we can see that from the graph it can be concluded that in the years 1989 and 1992 the number of books sold were less than 250. So answer is, in the years 1989 and 1992 the number of books sold were less than 250. They have given us 250. Answer. Fourth part. Can you explain how you would estimate the number of books sold in 1989? So here we have to find out number of books were sold in 1989. So from the graph it can be concluded that the number of books sold in the year 1989 is, we have to see the graph, 1 box, this is 1 square and 3/4. It means the second one is about 3/4. So this is 1 and this is 3/4. It means 1 centimeter equal to 100 books. So 3/4 of 100 books. So we have to calculate the number of books were sold in 1989. So now we know the scale is, our scale is 1 centimeter equal to 100 books. This is given in our graph. And the number of books sold in the year 1989 is about 1 and 3/4 part. So number of the books sold in the year 1989 is about, we have already discussed, 1 and 3/4 part of 1 centimeter. It means 1 centimeter means 100 books. It means 3/4 of 100 books. So our equation statement is 1 plus 3/4 and 1 is 100 and 3/4 is 3/4 of 100. Now calculation part. 4 ones are 4, 4 twos are 8, 4 5s are 20. Now 100 plus 3 25s are 75. After adding we get 175. It means 175 books were sold in 1989. Therefore 175 books, and this is approx because when we go through graph we can see that there are slight changes in the graph. So therefore 175 books, this is approx sold in the year 1989. Question number 3. Number of children in 6 different classes are given below. Represent the data on a bar graph. So here classes are 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th, and number of children in classes 135, 120, 95, 100, 90, 80 respectively. So now let's draw the graph. To draw a graph, we first draw the x-axis and y-axis. The point of intersection of these two axes is called origin. Coordinate of origin is 0, 0. Then we choose a scale depending on the given data. Here I have chosen 1 centimeter equals to 10 children for our convenience. Then we mark numbers on y-axis and titles or names of items on x-axis. If the numbers are too large and the difference between the numbers given in data is too small, then it is preferred to skip some counting from the beginning. But it is important to note that we must draw a king. For doing that, this is the symbol of king. You can see it in this graph also. Now, we will draw the bars according to the given data. Each and every box is important when plotting the graph. So, mark everything with caution. After plotting it, label every necessary thing. Don't forget to mention the scale. So, this is our final graph. This is how your graph should look like. A part. How would you choose a scale? Usually we choose a scale according to given data, whatever the data is given our question. So here our longest bar is not, we can say that longest bar, number of children in class 5 is highest number. So 135 children are in class 5. If I choose 1 unit equal to 2 children, then our bar will become very large. Again, if I select or choose 1 unit equal to 5 children, then again bar will become large. But for convenience, if I choose 1 unit equal to 10 children, then this will be easy for us. So here a part, we will choose a scale as 1 unit equal to 10 children. B. Answer the following questions. So first part is, which class has the maximum number of children and minimum? So here we will go through the graph which we have just drawn. So here the bar representing the number of children for class 5 is the tallest. So there are maximum number of children in class 5. So B, first part, there are maximum number of children in class 5. Now come to minimum. So the bar representing the number of children for class 10 is smallest. There are minimum number of children in class 10. So minimum number is, there are minimum number of children in class 10. Second part, find the ratio of students of class 6 to the student of class 8. Here we have to find out ratio of two classes which is given in our question. So we can see that the number of students in class 6 is 120 and the number of students in class 8 is 100. Now we will find out ratio. So second part, the number of students in class 6, 120. The number of students in class 8, 100. Now we have to find out ratio of these two classes. And what is ratio? Ratio is comparing two quantities which is given in same unit. Now ratio of students of class 6, ratio students of class 8. Of class 8. Now, how many? 120. So, 120 ratio 100. 120 upon 100. Changing in shortest form. 6 upon 5. And in the last, we get 6 ratio 5. It means answer is 6:5. Question number 4. The performance of students in first term and second term is given. So draw a double bar graph, choosing appropriate scale and answer the following questions. So we have just learnt how to draw bar graph. In this question we have to draw Double bar graph. So let's draw double bar graph. Double bar graphs help us to compare or present more than one kind of information instead of just one. As the name suggests, we draw two adjoining bars in double bar graph. It is very similar to single bar graphs. Now, here in this question, we have two kinds of data or information. Marks obtained in English, Hindi, Math, Science and SST in first term and in second term. So we need to represent first term's marks on one bar and second term's marks on the adjoining bars. Each bar should take uniform units on x-axis and have the same gap in between two double bars. One thing to note is that both data should be in an order. If I am plotting first term's marks first and then second term's marks on its right, then this should be uniform in all the bars that are being drawn. It looks better and clearer if the double bars have two different colors. Don't forget to mention the key representing the groups of data and their respective color. So here you can see on x-axis we have subjects and on y-axis we have marks up to 100. I have chosen 1 centimeter equals to 10 marks for convenience. You could choose 1 centimeter equals to 20 marks or 5 marks depending on your wish. Here the child has scored 67 marks in English in first term and 70 in second term. In Hindi he scored 72 marks in first term and 65 in second, so on. It is clearly evident that the child has improved his performance in all the subjects except Hindi. Therefore, double bar graphs are very useful for comparing two sets of data. Now, answer the following questions. To give answer of the given questions, we have to go through again the graph which we have just drawn. So, first question is, in which subject has the child improved his performance the most? So, we have to find out in which subject child has improved lot. So, here we can see from the graph paper that there was a maximum increase in the marks obtained in maths. Therefore, the child has improved his performance the most in maths. It means in math subject the child has improved a lot. The first part answer is child has improved his performance the most in maths. Second part, in which subject is the improvement the least? In previous part we had found child has improved his performance in the most in maths. But now in this question we have to find out the subject, in which subject the child has improved least. So here from the graph it can be concluded that the improvement was the least in social science. So the child has improved his performance the least. Last time we had found most, least, and what is the subject? In social science. Answer. Third part, has the improvement gone down in any subject? So we have to go through again the graph we have drawn. So from the graph it can be observed that the performance in Hindi has gone down. So yes, performance in Hindi has gone down. We can see this clearly in the graph paper. Question number 5. Consider this data collected from a survey of a colony. So favorite sports are given: cricket, basketball, swimming, hockey and athletics. Now number of people watching these games: 1240, 470, 510, 430 and 250. Now come to the number of people participating in these games. 620, 320, 320, 250, 105. So first part is draw a double bar graph. So now let's draw our double bar graph. We have just learned how to draw a double bar graph in the previous question. This graph is also almost the same. Here I have chosen number of people watching the 5 given sports in green color and the number of people watching these sports in pink color. So here is the answer. First part is, what do you infer from the bar graph? So here our double bar graph is drawn already. So the double bar graph represents the number of people who like watching and participating in different sports. And sports are already given in our question. And it can be observed that most of the people like watching and participating in cricket. And while the least number of people like watching and participating in athletics. So now come to the answer. A part, the double bar graph represents the number of people, and there are two activities, watching and participating. People who like watching and participating in different games, different sports. Now we observe from the graph that here it can be observed that most of the people, here in graph we can see that the most of the people what they like watching and participating in cricket. And what about least? Of course, while the least number of people like watching and participating in athletics. Answer. Second part, which sport is most popular? So from the bar graph, it can be observed that the bar representing the number of people who like watching and participating in cricket is the tallest bar graph. Tallest bar. It means cricket is the most popular sport. So we will observe the tallest bar. If tallest bar is cricket, it means this is popular. So answer is cricket is most popular sport. Third part, which is more preferred, watching or participating in sports? So first of all, we have to compare these two bars in the graph. So from the graph, it can be observed that the bar representing watching sports are longer than the bars representing participating in sports. So we can say that watching different types of sports more preferred than participating in sports. So answer is watching different types of sports is more preferred preferred than participating in sports. Question number 6 is written over here. Names of some cities and their maximum and minimum temperature are also given. So now let's draw double bar graph. In this graph, the maximum temperature of each of the given cities is represented as green bars and the minimum temperature of each city in pink bars. So this is how your graph should roughly look like. First part is which city has the largest difference in the minimum and maximum temperature on the given data. So first of all we have to see the given graph. Now from the graph it can be observed that Jammu has the largest difference in its minimum and maximum temperature. It means our city is Jammu. So answer is Jammu has the largest difference in its minimum and maximum temperature. Part 2. Which is the hottest city and which is the coldest city here? So to get answer of this question, first we have to go through the graph. We have drawn it. So from the graph it can be observed that Bangalore is the hottest city and Jammu is the coldest city. So the answer is Bangalore. Bangalore is the hottest city and Jammu is the coldest city. Answer. Part 3. Name two cities where maximum temperature of one was less than the minimum temperature of the other. So here from bar graph we can see that there are two pairs. Bangalore and Ahmedabad, first pair. Second one is Bangalore and Jaipur. For Bangalore, the maximum temperature was 28 degrees Celsius here, while minimum temperature of both cities, Ahmedabad, Jaipur, was 29 degrees Celsius. So answer is Bangalore and Ahmedabad, and second one is Bangalore and Jaipur. Fourth part. Name the city which has the least difference between its minimum and maximum temperature. So first we will go through our graph which we have just drawn here. So from the graph it can be concluded that the city which has the least difference between its minimum and maximum temperature is Mumbai. So our answer is Mumbai. I hope you liked the video. Thank you for watching.